Hi, today I'm going to go over the how many more to 5 worksheet. I'm going to hold it up to the camera so you can see what it looks like and look for it in your packet. All right, so that's the one I'm going to go over. I'm going to do 2 problems on the front and then we'll go over 1 problem from the back side. So let's first, before we do that, I just want to make sure that we understand how we're going to solve this problem. So this is an equation and it has an equal sign right here. And we need to make sure that everything on one side of the equal sign is the same as the other side. So they both need to be the same. And right now they're not because we have nothing on this side and we have 5 on this side. So we want them both to equal 5. So we want to have 5 on this side and 5 on that side. But over here, we're not just going to write a 5. We have to solve. So the first thing we're going to do over here is there's a blank, and then you see spheres over here. So we have this 5 frame, so there's 5 squares total, so that's how they got that right there, the 5, because there are 5 squares in this 5 frame. But now we need to solve for it. We need to figure out how many do we need to equal 5. So over here, we're going to count the blank spots. How many blank spots do you see? 1. There's 1 blank spot. So we're going to write the number 1. The next step is to count the spheres that are in that 5 frame. And that's going to tell us how many we need to equal 5. If we have 1, 1 plus blank equals 5. So let's figure that out. And we're going to count those spheres. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 plus 4 equals 5. And let's just make sure that we have 5 on each side. We'll make sure 1 and 4 do equal 5. So if I have 1 and I add 4 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, did I get 5? Does 5 equal 5? Yeah, so we did a good job on that. Now we're going to start solving this problem. And I want to go over it because it looks a little bit different than all of the other problems we've solved in the past. So when you see the plus sign over here and then you see the equal sign over here, we just call that a standard equation because it looks how all of the equations look that I normally have you do, and it's just called a standard equation. But over here, it looks a little different. This is a non-standard equation. And it seems like they're trying to trick you. I hope you're still going to get it right. All I did, though, is move the 5 to the other side. We're still going to solve it the same way. Over here, though, you're going to count how many you have, and then you're going to count how many you need. And then that will give us 5 on that side, and we'll double check and make sure that it equals the same on both sides of that equal sign. Let's get started. So go ahead, and on this side, this is another 3D shape. It's not a square. What would it be? A cube. So go ahead and count the cubes that you see on that side. You're going to write that number down on the line. All right, did you get 3? And then over here, you're going to count those blank squares. How many did you get? If you said 2, then you're correct. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we have 5 over here. We want to make sure that this side of the equation also equals 5. So if I have 3 and I add 2 more, 1, 2, does it equal 5? Yeah, it does. So we do have 5 over there and we have 5 here. So now we're going to start solving some problems with the 10 frame. All right, now we're going to do the back side of that worksheet. So on the back side, there are the 10 frames. So it's going to be a little trickier, but I know we can do it. Now over here, we have another non-standard problem or non-standard equation because we have the 10 on this side, the equal sign, and then we're solving on this side, but that's okay because we know how to solve it this way now. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to count this over here. What 3D shape is that? Now I tried my hardest to make it look like it. It's not exactly the same. What do you think that is? It's not a triangle. It's not a pyramid. If you said cone, then you're correct. So we're going to count the cones that we have. Go ahead and count them. You're going to write that answer on the line right here. How many cones did we have? If you said 7, you're correct. So we'll write the 7 down below. And then we have to count these empty squares right here. And that's going to tell me how many more we need. If we have 7, how many more do we need to get to 10? Go ahead and count those blank squares. How many did you get? If you said 3, you're correct. Let's write that down, and then we're going to double check our work to make sure we got it right. So we started with 7. If I have 7 and I add 3 more, 1, 2, 3, do I have 10 now? Yeah, nice job working with me today. I hope that you learned something new, and I hope it was easy for you. If not, then keep practicing. It will become easier the more that we have practice with especially these tricky equations. I know it looks a little different than non-standard equations, but you're still going to solve it the same way as the ones where the equal sign's on the other side. So the standard equation, you're going to solve the same way as this non-standard. All right, thank you for listening.